Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's Division 5 race. It is round 9 of the season, and we are here around Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium, also known as. I am SF Michaels, and I am stepping in the comms box for tonight for this 100% race. Oh boy, we're in for the long haul, and let's not beat around the bush. There's 13 drivers here tonight. I've been in worse situations. It's not ideal, but we're still going to have a fun time. Division 5 is always entertaining. I used to commentate on this division way back in the day, because this season... What season is this? Oh, season 9. Season 9? Round 9. Yeah, so way back in like season 4, 5, I was doing Division 5, so it's almost my home in a way. I still can see a couple of names that I'm familiar with as well, including a few new ones. So we will see going forward what happens. So short qualifying for tonight, so which is a good thing because 100% race is going to be very, very long around here. It's not the longest on the calendar, so thank goodness we're not doing a 100% race around Singapore, for example. But let's begin. A few drivers out already. The two Red Bulls of Smurf and Dark Shadow are just heading up through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, which on this game is a lot easier, I find anyway. Still very treacherous in the wet, so if we have any wet weather tonight, it spice things up a lot. But let's see who can get the very all-important pole position. I say important actually. Pole position around here, especially on the first lap, is not that important because you've got that big run up for Eau Rouge and Raidillon down the Kemmel Straight, about 30 seconds, give or take, on full throttle, especially on the first lap. So being in first, not necessarily the long thing. But as is a 100% race, if you are expected to be at the front, you need to get to the front quick and sort of gain a comfortable gap, gain into a rhythm, gain concentration very quickly. That is the more important thing, the most important thing in an endurance race is get into a rhythm quick, get your head down and try not to lose that concentration. You might find in this race, and might find from a commentator's point of view, from my point of view, there won't be that much action. Hopefully the action is all the way through and we'll have entertainment. But with these long races, and especially with a smaller than normal grid, this might be difficult. But let's see. I mean, the thing is, you say it's smaller than the normal grid, and I do, and it's disappointing. But the drivers that are here, they're the one gaining the points. They're the ones laughing at the end of the day, if they can bring the car home in one piece. So let's begin. I'm actually going to run aboard of Days Freak in the McLaren. The two Red Bulls are ahead, so we'll see what they can do as Days Freak in the McLaren begins his lap. Quite a few drivers out on the track at the moment as Days Freak heads down into turn 1, the La Source hairpin, which in my view is a lot tamer than back in the day as well. I remember 1998, that famous race where the barrier was pretty much where that exit curb is. Now you've got so much runoff, it's quite easy. Also, I could say it's safer as well. Also, you could say Eau Rouge and Raidillon is a lot safer for very good reason. Of course, we do not want to go into a lot of real life races here, but going down to the end of the Kemmel Straight, nicely done from Days Freak. I mean, it feels like it's already flashing, and what you want to do at this track, especially in qualifying, is have a little bit extra fuel, because you never know, you might actually run out of fuel towards the end of the lap. Here's the corner with no name, which he misses the apex, but it's okay, because the thing you don't want to do is ride on the curves on the outside, because there is a barrier there. And through on through the first time. And then these two corners are probably, I would say, the most difficult, because those curves can really sort of spit your car sideways if you're not too careful. This corner here, especially that barrier, you see that sticks out on the left hand side. You've got to be very, very careful you're not too greedy on the exit curbs. Dark Shadow sets a 44.2 to begin. Teammate invalidated from somewhere, so let's see what Days Freak can do in comparison. He heads up to the bus stop chicane, which has had a lot of changes over the years, including in 2005, which was really complicated, as Days Freak gets into the 43s. So 43.7 from Days Freak takes pole position away from Dark Shadow. As we've got an Alpine of Brick Grit about to start their lap. He was closest to the line. Alpha Tauri, I think, is coming up. That's SL1X4. There's a lot of numbers and letters here, and he gets out of the way because the Mercedes of 4 is coming round. BVB4, who is definitely a name I remember from a few seasons back, is been in the RSF1 for quite some time. Always plugging away his BVB4. Very rarely gives up in the races. 44.2 to go just behind Dark Shadow in the early going. Because of the long circuit run Spa, the time that you get, how many laps you get in, is quite a lot lower than normal, as Daniel gets a 44.6 in the Williams. Just ahead of Jamie C66 and a 47.5, so be hoping to get a bit quicker than that, but made a few mistakes on their lap as Gravedigger goes 4 thousandths of a second behind Days Freak. The Gravedigger goes on the front row. Two drivers in the 43s. Where is Smurf? Now, Smurf did invalidate their first lap and invalidated the second. So Smurf having a bit of trouble with the track limits in the early going. Because already we've got, I think, just under 11 minutes to go as Timmer, very unlucky, got on that curb on the outside of the Kemmel, on the Kemmel straight, and validated his lap. Very easy to do, actually. Not from him. So what is a Brick Grit in the Alpine? Background again to the bus stop. You can see as well the ERS. You're not going to get 2 laps basically out of your ERS unless you save it for a lap, but he goes into 6th. I have 12 viewers currently watching at the moment. We are midway, well, I say midway through qualifying. We've got just over 10 minutes left of the short qualifying, remember. It's short. I think it's the short qualifying. I believe it is. But carrying on, it's Mr. Adam Moore has gone 3rd. Does not join his teammate on the front row, but does go 3rd with a decent banker time. You're definitely going to have to get into the 43 to challenge towards the front. See what AKA the Legend can do, and the Alpha Tauri goes through the middle sector. Nicely done. Careful on the curb on the outside. It's quite close. The Red Bull coming round again, but we'll keep on board with AKA. What the Red Bull does. I think it was Smurf. Was it Smurf again? It was Smurf again. Still hasn't been able to set a lap on the board. As AKA goes to 6th, just ahead of Daniel, and just behind BVB4. Slick said they can put up a 42. Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a 42. Apparently this guy can do it. So, well, no pressure then. I'm going to ride on board. See what we can do. Bit overcast actually. Now looking at the clouds. Wet weather towards the end of this session to be interesting. Almost everybody is out on track. Still got Smurf, Timmer, and I'm gonna go with SL1X4, but apparently they're called Slicks, because that's how you spell Slicks apparently. Why do people put numbers instead of letters? Why? Anyway, see what Slicks can do. 30.1 first sector, but misses the braking point into the Kemmel straight, but manages to carry the speed, so won't have hampered too much. And into this never-ending right-hander downhill, can very easily run deep actually in that corner. nicely through the corner with No Name. Now, are you going to lift? Yeah, slight lift. Stayed in 8th gear. You see, some people drop to 7th because of the acceleration there. Nicely done. Very wide. Oh, invalidated. Very easy to drift that car, understeer into that curb. There's the result. So 7.5 minutes to go. Alves in the chat putting the pressure on Slicks, and at the moment has yet to set a lap. What else we got? Emotive Carrot's gone to 10th. Timmer's up 9th. So with 7 minutes to go, it is currently Days Freak 0.004 of a second ahead of Gravedigger in 2nd. Mr. Adam Moore is 3rd with Dark Shadow in 4th, although Dark Shadow is on a lap at the moment. He is just ahead of BVB4. 4 splits the 2 Red Bulls because Smurf has finally set a lap on a 44.3, who is just ahead of AK the Legend. The AlphaTauri. 8th is Daniel P45 in the Williams. 9th is Timmer. Motive Carrot in the Aston is in 10th. Brickrit is 11th. Jamie is 12th. And Slicks is 13th. Yet to do a lap. Elixir, if you could do a 140... Should I be the one saying it? Everyone else watching, look at what times have been done. Look at what Elixir has said they could do. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Yeah? Do you want me to say it? Or do you want somebody else to? Anyway, Dark Shadow. 44.2 currently at the moment. Few temps would put them on the front row. It's pretty close, actually, through this session as they go through Eau Rouge and then the Toppers Radion. Yeah, I know you're not racing, but what I'm saying is if you... Yes, thank you, Alves. Why are you in Division 5 if you can go 3 seconds quicker than those that have set a lap? I wouldn't necessarily admit that you could do that, actually. Because a 1 minute 40 is like... What's that? That's like F2, F1 pace. That's like 4 or 5 divisions above this. Wouldn't necessarily agree. Nice job for the Alpha... Not the Alpha, the Alpine there. Way on the key inside curb. As a Slicks... There we go. 43.6 from Slicks. Just takes the pole away from Days Freak. So yeah, very close at the top. As the clouds are descending, actually. With 5 minutes left. See what Dark Shadow can do. 2 tenths up from Dark Shadow. Just to put him in the contention on the front row at least. Doesn't have a lot of ERS though, got 10%. Didn't save a lot on the beginning of the lap. Let's see, or maybe they've gone for a couple of slow laps for doing this one. Let's see. Aiming for the 43.6, and it's a 43.6, it is! By a couple of hundredths, takes it away from Slicks. We have quite a few drivers put in their name in the hat for pole position. Elixir, you're not helping yourself. I would stop. I would stop flexing what times you've got. Never learn, do they? Never admit that you're 3 seconds a lap quicker than everybody. Oh, DL says Mr. Adam. Oh, that was close. Got on the curve through a poo on that could have very easily. You saw the car drift a little bit. He's currently 5th. He's half a second off pole, but currently in 5th at the moment, so pretty close towards the top. Midfield is quite close as well. As, oh, that's unfortunate from Adam there. Goes wide on the exit. Yeah, I guess. I'm confused. I am confused. Why do you put me in F5? Oh. Thing is, I'm not going to get into this debate about where drivers should be put. Because if I do, it's all politics. Anyway, 2 minutes 45 to go. Not long left in this qualifying session. It's gone very, very dark. Rain, if anything, if it is raining, was about to, it's holding off just. Let's see how cloudy it is at the moment. I join but spectate. I mean, are you saying my spectating skills aren't very good, Alexa? Because you'd be basically doing the same thing as what you're doing now. Just you'll have control of your cameras. I mean, I don't know what the specific rule about that is, but I would say ask an admin about whether you can join and spectate, but I just don't know why. Because you can watch it here. Anyway, Gravedigger, 2,000 up on his first sector. Should get him just ahead of Day Street, but you could see he had to massively lift. That corner just there. All the Alpine would have been slightly put up by the Alpine there. No, Elixir, you're watching already. That's my point. Right, minutes ago. Everyone, well, I say everyone now is out of the pits. Emotive Carrot is staying in the pits, so Carrot is done. That's Gravedigger. Wow, that is a middle sector and a half on Gravedigger. He's on an absolute flyer. Gravedigger in the Haas, 6 tenths up. This is almost a 42. Potentially as Dark Shadow's gone. Dark Shadow has retired. Quarter before Camel as Smurf, his teammate, goes to 43.5. If Gravedigger can hook up the bus stop chicane, this will absolutely smash pole position. And it's a 42.9. Gravedigger in the Haas. Blaze, the marker, down for everybody else. So Shadow is gone. Currently third at the moment, might drop a little bit further than that. As the time ebbs away in this session, we've got 12 seconds to go. So everyone who's on a lap at the moment, this is your last lap of the session. Can anybody topple Gravedigger? 4 is a couple of tenths up. Pretty decent. The Blanchemont is at the bus stop, so a couple of tenths would put them ahead of Adam. Nice bus stop chicane though, and goes 5th from 4. Goes ahead of both McLarens. There is a McLaren coming up. There's Adam Moore, and he's down. So Adam Moore doesn't improve. Timmer goes up to 9th. Then we've got Jamie in the Alfa Romeo, currently on a 43 or 45.7, is improving. Goes to a 45.3 to go 12th, just behind the Carrot. Daniel's invalidated, which is a shame, but will not get round again. Going to finish the lap anyway, and that would have been a 44.3. As Smurf has crossed the line. I don't think anybody can get Gravedigger, aka the Legend, is 6 tenths up though, and this will be a massive improvement, or leap up the grid, I think. A 43 goes second. Takes the front row away from the Red Bull of Smurf. That leaves just Days Freaking. Yeah, that's it. That is the session over, and it is Gravedigger by 4 tenths in the end, give or take. Aka the Legend will join them on the front row, and it'll be the 2 Red Bulls followed by Slicks for the 2 McLarens, Timmer, Daniel, Motive Carrot, Jamie, and Brit Grit. Very impressive lap from Gravedigger. Very, very impressive. Gets the pole position, but as I mentioned before, that long run up to turn 1, or past turn 1 and up the Kemmel Straight, pole position is maybe not the best place to be, but he's got pace over the field, it seems. At least on paper this sounds, but there is your grid. Gravedigger from aka the Legend, Smurf, and then Dark Shadow. Slicks in the AlphaTauri 4, both Glanders of Days Freak and Mr. Adam, Timmer and then Daniel, Motive Carrot, Jamie and Brickret. I think I understand why it's a short qualifying now, because we're doing a 100% race. It does make sense because it's 8:30 now, and this will be well over an hour if it's dry. I mean, if it's wet, it'll be a lot longer than that. Safety cars as well. Can you imagine if you did a 100% race with no safety cars? And there is your grid. So this is the decision that obviously a lot of these drivers would have probably practiced in the run-up to this event. I know a lot of the drivers do their practice with other drivers, often from higher tiers as well. Yeah, we're not doing Q1, 2 and 3. Definitely not. Short qualifying always. So yeah, what tyres do you start on? Because you have a 100% race, you've got to bear it in mind you're on full tanks of fuel. The car's going to be very, very heavy in the beginning. I mentioned also the key to these races is get into a rhythm very quickly. A lot of these drivers have not done a 100% race before. They don't. I have actually spoken to those in the division I normally commentate in, Division 3, which is tomorrow, by the way. They don't like a 100% race. A lot of them have never done a 100% race. I don't even do it in my career mode. It's just you put in a lot of effort for it, and yeah, Alexis says I've done 8 hours on Spa ACC. Yeah, I take part in these 24-hour races on Forza, but the good thing with that is they're split up into 2-hour stints, so they sort of combine like the distance before, so at least you get breaks in between. But I have done like 3 of those back to back, and it's just mentally. The thing you find is especially when you are 20 seconds ahead of someone and 20 seconds behind someone, you go into this kind of phase, into this kind of zone where you're just driving. And a lot of times I've discovered that you just phase out. You're just turning and braking. Like, you don't make any mistakes. It's just yeah, you don't make any mistakes. You just suddenly realise where are you on the track, and you've almost like slept. Alves is just me. I'm SF Michaels, by the way, for those not heard me before. I normally commentate in Tier 3, which is tomorrow, but they didn't have anybody to do Tier 5, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it, considering I am missing tomorrow. So yeah, solo effort for tonight in this 100% race. So all good. A motive character on the hard tyres. I'm just going to quickly run down the Tier 5 standings before we get going. We are already on the grid. Where we are. Standings, Tier 5 standings. So looking at the standings, aka Legend has a 6-point lead over Gravedigger. So in terms of the championship, we've got the top 2 in the standings, level pegging, but Gravedigger has a 6-point deficit. And then you got Mr. Adam Moore in 3rd on 77. He's 10 points off the lead. Brick Grit, who's not had a great qualifying tonight, is 4th in the championship on 70 points. Kabuki in the Aston Martin has not raced tonight. He's on 68. BVB4 is 6th in the Mercedes on 60 points. JB Bradshaw and the Alfa Romeo is not racing tonight. They're on 49. Motive Carrot is on 48. Slicks is 9th in the championship on 40. And Timmer rounds out your top 10 on 28 points. DCFC in the Ferrari, which I've noticed there are no Ferraris at all in this race. It's so sad. Is on 24 points. Alvis is on 19. Dave's Fruit 16. Liam, who's not racing tonight, is 15. Daniel on 8. Vince Lisa on 8 in the Mercedes. Jamie in the Alfa Romeo 3. And Dark Shadow in 2 points. And then we have no driver in the Red Bull. And we've got Voltanote in Ferrari also on 0 points. On the constructors, AlphaTauri lead by 11 points over Aston Martin. And then Haas are third, a further 6 points back. McLaren are 34 points behind, with Alpine in 5th, 38 points behind. Then followed by Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Red Bull, and Williams. So, I've seen the championship standings, and that is the first time I have seen. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, first time I've seen the standings, actually, and it's very intriguing. Still very close in Tier 5, which is great to see. But in terms of the championship, obviously Brick Gret has had struggled with qualifying for some reason tonight. So, be looking to at least get into the points from where they're at. But you've got the two championship leaders of Gravedigger and AK the Legend. And interestingly, Legend is starting on the soft tyre. He's the only driver to start on those tyres. That is a very, very interesting call. Obviously wants to gain the lead. And on that strategy, has to gain the lead. Everybody else on mediums. And you've got Daniel and Emotive Carrot, 10th and 11th on hards, which makes sense. Try something different. It is cloudy, by the looks of it. Not as cloudy as it was at the end of qualifying. A bit overcast. But let's run you down the grid. We have 13 drivers for this race. As let me just get all these up. We have Brick Gret, 13th in the Alpine. 12th is Jamie in the Alfa Romeo. Both of those on medium tyres. Then the two drivers on hard tyres. Emotive Carrot and Daniel. Carrot in 11th, Daniel in 10th. And then we have a squadron of medium tyres with Timmer in the Haas in 9th. Then you've got the two McLarens and Mr. Adam in 8th and Days Freak in 7th. BVB4 is 6th in the Mercedes with Slicks in the AlphaTauri in 5th. Then we've got the two Red Bulls of Dark Shadow and Smurf. Shadow in 4th and Smurf in 3rd. And then AK the Legend in 2nd, our championship leader. He's been out-qualified by his closest rival, Gravedigger. 6 points is the gap. So with a good result, Gravedigger can take the championship lead off of the guy behind him. How many viewers we've got? 17. Apologies that I had to keep on pausing whenever I say how many viewers, because that's the only way I can see. And the app on my phone is not telling me how many are watching. Also, sometimes is inaccurate. There's your race strategies. 2-stop. That is the correct thing, because 100% race, you've got to do a 2-stop. 1-stop is nigh on impossible, unless you are a god on your tyres. You'd have to go on mediums to hard tyres as well. As Alvis has said in the chat, looking for an early safety car. Safety cars change races on their heads, especially if we get to like lap 20 or so and it's all calmed down. But here we go. For round 9 of the season, it is the Grand Prix of Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps. We are not going to get a good angle of this, are we? Get a semi-good angle, but we'll ride on board with Smurf as we start the race. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Gravedigger gets a decent start, but it's AK the Legend who has to be aggressive on the soft tyres. He's going to go running outside of the source hairpin. Is everybody going to keep it clean? They're side by side on the exit, and it is. AK the Legend has got ahead. Slicks has had a good start. Ahead of both Red Bulls is going side by side with Smurf just edges ahead. Before Eau Rouge. They go through. Smurf is looking to retaliate. Burning that battery. The position changes. Only the top 7 have changed position. Always Shadow ran into the back of his teammate Smurf. I think he got away with damage. I didn't see an end plate fall off. But Slicks with a very good start, very aggressive on the early goes, trying to follow his teammate, who's trying to gap Gravedigger on those soft tyres. Has got to get out of DRS as quickly as possible. I think my intervals are all messed up a little bit. As who is that? That is Timmer right behind Daniel. Daniel goes very wide through on. Remember, Daniel's on those hard tyres. It's going to be very, very difficult in the early going. Wants to play the long game, as is Carrot behind. There's a decent battle there. AK the Legend, very nice. Yeah, my intervals are not showing exactly where it needs to be. The 4 is looking on the back of Days Freak. We've got Dark Shadow. I think actually Dark Shadow must have got damage because he's fallen way off of his teammate. Gonna dive into the pits here. The top 4 completely gone. He's in. That is a real shame for Dark Shadow. Must have got winged down, but I didn't see an end plate fall off, but he did hit the back of his teammate with quite a whack. Still, my intervals are not showing up. Apparently, Days Freak is a minute behind Smurf, but he's not. Not going to work either. Right, so the top 4 correct, but that's a very long road for Dark Shadow. And there's the 2 drivers who started on the hard tyres, Emotive Carrot and Daniel, really struggling to get them up as Slicks has made a move past Gravedigger. Apologies, I missed that, but we have an AlphaTauri 1-2 now. Slicks has had a very good start to this race, up 3 positions. Gravedigger slightly falling back a little bit, now under pressure from Smurf. So we're on lap 2, this 44 lap race. At the moment, the action's pretty good. Action is very good, but race has gone into very early groups. We got the AlphaTauri as there's a house round of Timmer. Oh, and Timmer's in the wall. And that's big damage on the front wing. They keep it going. That's a big shame for Timber. Had a decent start, but he's got big front wing damage. Being passed by somebody who's already been into the pits. That's a long road for Timmer, but it's a very, very long road. Very, very long race to go. So definitely do not give up early doors. As Slicks and the AlphaTauri really putting his pressure under his teammate. That was actually taking the fastest lap away from AKA. So as my intervals finally sort themselves out, as DRS is now active. In fact, Slicks is in DRS as the Mercedes of 4. So Ford just went absolutely wild into the first corner, battling hard with the 2 McLarens. And he's lost that position to Mr. Adam as a Grit has gone by Jamie. And it's yellow flag. Smurf is out. Smurf is gone. Safety car. Over the top of Radion. Oh, that's a big crash. Big crash for Smurf. And an early safety car. Well, Alves predicted it. Brings Dark Shadow and Timber back into it. But for Smurf, that is a very, very early finish to his race. A big shame up through Eau Rouge and Radion. And of course, again, I mentioned with the heavy fuel load, these cars, very cumbersome. You're not used to the car swinging around with all the fuel on. And it's a very common mistake to make, going for Eau Rouge and Radion too quickly. We can regroup now. Those on the hard tyres as well, for Carrot and for Daniel, that's actually helped them out quite a bit. As for them, it's all about trying to stay with front group. And of course, everyone at this point is starting to over Delta. I mean, in terms of strategy, you wouldn't pit now, I don't think. I mean, I know obviously pit on a safety car is beneficial, but it's far too early. It's only lap 3. Imagine, it could be run, but imagine they probably stick. Although the only one that could change tyres is AK the Legend. They do stay in, so regroup and take a breather. Be back soon. Dark Shadow's gone on to the softs, interestingly. Tim on the hards, which makes sense. Of course, those groups of drivers that were split up, we brought back together because we did have the front three, and then it was the two McLarens and BVB4, and then it was Brick Grit Jamie, and then a Carrot Daniel, and then Shadow and Timmer. So at least there were groups there, so promising for us as a viewer. I'm going to take a quick gander at the scores on today in the football. Obviously we're watching F1, but I'm curious. England are beating Scotland. Okay. Oh, I don't believe it. One of my Brighton players is starting. Lewis Dunk is starting. Yes. That is ahead. He started ahead of Harold Maguire. Love it. Anyway, back to F1. Alright, everybody is... I don't know, not everybody's set up behind the safety car. Still waiting for Timmer. Obviously, the safety car. It's a sad thing for... What do you mean don't talk about the match? It's a friendly. I'm going to be rigged. I'm just happy that my favourite club player has finally got his second cap for England. I'm just so happy about that. It's okay. It doesn't matter the result, does it? I mean, if Scotland end up winning 3-2 in that match, then it also doesn't care. Oh no, Lewis Dunk Hippo. He's in defence instead of Harry Maguire, which makes me smile. Kind of funny, actually. Right, is Timmer going to get to the back of this queue before the safety car goes in? Or are we going to get another lap? I mean, Timmer is driving quickly, but we are just going to get another lap, I think. Unless it's a very late call. Have a look. No, another lap. I was thinking, it doesn't help AK the Legend on his strategy with the soft tyres. Wanted to gap the field, and the thing is with his strategy, it was working against Gravedigger. He got the gap over Gravedigger, but Slicks has had such a good start for this race. Yeah, Alves, I mean, obviously, with these two at the front, team orders could come into play, but it's round 9 of the season. So they are leading the teams championships. Yeah, they might throw in some team orders. Who's behind them in the is it Haas behind them? Have another look. I should have remembered. Oh no, it's Aston Martin. And they only have one driver, and their driver's currently 9th, although they're very close to Haas also. You've got Gravedigger and you've got Timmer. So yes, they might do team orders, saying that. Just for the teams, not for the drivers. Although both are still kind of in it. That's the thing that might throw team orders though. Because they're both at a decent position in the drivers. Obviously you've got AK the Legend leading, you've got Slicks, who obviously has the pace but is still not out of it. Yeah, safety car is definitely going to go on this lap. So in terms of position gains, obviously you had Slicks up 3 places, both McLarens up 3 places. Brick Grit's had a very good start from the back of the grid. But the disappointing qualifying to one side and is up 6 places. Jamie's up 4. And a Motive Carrot is up 2 places. Alright, here we go. When is AKA gonna go? When is AKA gonna go for this lead? This is gonna be key as well. You'd imagine. I'd assume though. Sometimes teammates are. Wow, he's caught his teammate actually way off guard. A great restart from AKA the Legendary. Those soft tires probably helped. Hey, he's got already over a second over his team, and that's a fantastic start. As the racing is back underway. Daniel put in a Motive Carrot under pressure. And in fact, actually, Daniel got passed by Dark Shadow. Remember, Dark Shadow headed on for soft tires, wants to gain back some positions. Through Rouge and Vanion, they go for the first time. Gravedigger not close enough with that AlphaTauri down the end of the Camel Straight. There's a bit of cloud cover. And across, there's a slicks quite sideways through that corner, and Dark Shadow's already gone by the Motive Carrot as well. So Shadow is got his head down and is trying to gain back positions, but had that early stop. In fact, it's the highest that has pitted, although let's jump on board with him because he's really making some moves. He's making a move in front of Jamie inside of P1, and Jamie gives in the room just about. Oh, actually defended quite well. Dark Shadow got caught on the curb a little bit. As AK the Legend is completely checked out, as the two McLarens are now swapped. In order that they're trying to keep ahead of 4. As Freak nearly gets caught on the curve, this will give him a little bit of pressure from 4 right behind. Although not using his ERS battery. Dropping a kid through a bunch of them, which is interesting. It's normally flat. I think 4 is just biding his time to staying out of trouble. In lap 7. The Alpine and Brick Red, and there's the Red Bull of Shadow. AK is already near 3-second lead at the front. They're doing exactly what they need to do on those soft tyres. Here comes Dark Shadow, very sideways, but burning that battery. So Jamie, but look at that frontline speed in the Red Bull. Through goes Shadow, moving into 8th place. Nice move, but needs to really kind of be with the leaders to make this strategy work, although he's not that far behind the McLarens. Just about to see them. 2 corners ahead. As Slicks with a time penalty already. 3-second time penalty for track limits on lap 7 is not a good stage to have. They've fended off Gravedigger a little bit. Mr. Adam is fended off his teammate. Days Freak, now 4 is now going to be close behind. Brick's still there, as is Shadow. The midfield, bit of a midfield pack brewing here. Once again, obviously, after that safety car, punch them back up. They're going to get back in the rhythm, and 4 is gone. 4 is round, and 4 is out. Safety car again. 4. Done a Raikkonen. Done a Kimi Raikkonen 2007. Good timing being on board, but that is a real shame for Paul. Out of the race. Still very early. As Daystreak decided to change the strategy onto the hard tyres, which is an interesting one. We are down to 11 drivers now. You saw with the onboard, just got a big snap, tried to correct it, and the car would not cooperate and into the wall. And that is exactly the same as what Kimi Räikkönen did in 2007. No, not 2007, 2008, sorry. 2007 he won easily. 2008 he had that battle with Lewis Hamilton in the rain on the last 2 laps. And one of those crazy races. Again, this second safety car does not help AK the Legend. Shadow has covered very nicely up to 6th. Yeah, because Shadow pitted so early, because he's the highest of those that's pitted, it doesn't really sort of count because it's only a lap. As I said, he definitely recovered. Now I wonder if AK Legend is going to remove these soft tyres. Oh, they do. Very narrow entrance, as you can see, into the pit lane. Anybody else going to change strategy? No. So 6 is going to gain the lead. Mr. Adam Moore goes in. I would presume to go on the same strategy as his teammate. So where does the Legend go on? Legend goes onto the hard tyres, and Mr. Adam goes onto the hard tyres also. And Adam just about is out of his teammate. Oh, Dark Shadow Gravedigger. Why is Dark Shadow and Gravedigger having 2 cars between them? So for some reason, yeah, 5-second time penalty for Shadow under the safety car, but he must have gone by Brick Grit and then hit Gravedigger. Gravedigger didn't get a penalty, so I would assume Shadow hit Gravedigger under the safety car there, if the game has anything to go by. Very confusing, but that does move Dark Shadow up to 4th with both McLarens pitting. I don't imagine safety car is going to be in on this lap. Okay, safety car in this lap. We go from one AlphaTauri to the next one. We saw how good AK the Legend did on the restart. Was the gamble for Legend and both McLarens is because they pitted, they're now in the traffic. So they'll obviously stay out of trouble with that traffic. Yeah, because Brick Grip, yep. Alves saying everything. Brick Grip from the back of the grid is up to 3rd at this point. And Slicks is already gone. Pretty accelerated, but goes a little bit deep in the first part of the bus stop. Gravedigger can't capitalise, but has dropped Brick Grip, so he can focus full attention on the AlphaTauri ahead of him. As a Shadow very sideways out of the source hairpin as away we go. 11 drivers left in this race. But just under a quarter of the way through. Comes Dark Shadow, burning his ERS1 to get by the Alpine of Brit Grit. Oh no, it wasn't fully alongside, but Brit felt the contact and gave the room. A little bit forceful, but Shadow's through. As Mr. Adam Moore's got by Timmer, or is getting by Timmer here for 9th. So the lead drivers have all pitted, aka the Legend is the highest of those pitted, but it's now behind. Daniel is trying to go very long on the hards. The Legend wouldn't want to lose too much time in this traffic. This was the gamble pit in at this point. But he's so bunched up as Shadow gets another penalty. Add to his 5 is now on 8 seconds, and they'll get rid of the 5 seconds when they pit. But that's the first trap limit as Legend is all over the back of Daniel. Is desperate to move by and is going by Daniel now, and then McLaren and Mr. Adam Moore wants to follow. Thinking of a move on Blanchimon. Daniel goes a little bit wide. You can see how good the fresher tyres is. They go right by the outside, just brakes so much better than the Williams, and is following Legend through the field. Moves Legend into 7th. Adam at 8th. Great from Adam. Really stuck behind. aka the Legend is very, very keen to not let Legend get a gap in front. Way over on the curbs, as in front, Motive Carrot, Giovanni outside of Jamie, and also Adam is looking on. Adam is looking on the Legend. Legend gives him room. Adam trying to go on the outside with a bit of contact though. Hopefully no damage for Adam, but there was definitely contact on the front wing. And it seems to me Legend is really struggling as Adam Moore trying to go around the outside of the corner of No Name. This is the problem now. These guys are losing so much time. They got a free pit stop out of it. Now we've got Jamie who's really struggling now on his tyres. He's trying to replace. Oh, I was going to be careful. There was a bit of a nudge. A nudge. He's getting a little bit frustrated, reckless. This, it just seems a bit trying to force it as. Oh, this is close. Moving across. Jamie, this is free wide. Don't do free wide. This is not going to end well. And it doesn't end well. Jamie is round. I didn't get the... I wanted a better camera angle. Should have just stayed on board. But Mr. Adam and Legend have gone through. Jamie is probably going to be very frustrated with that. But free wide was always going to be risky. I mean, obviously the stewards above be sorted out later has all three cars there going sideways. Days Freak, Daniel and Timmer going sideways, and unfortunately Jamie is in the pit lane with damage. So they can continue as Shadow now moves into second ahead of Gravedigger. The front three have milled away. The Shadow still on the soft tyres, and this is a very good recovery from Shadow. It's now with everybody else, or he's now with the leaders. Having made that extra stop, using the soft tyres, he has recovered to this kind of group here. Right, front three. Slick's in the lead. Shadow second, Gravedigger third. Rick Great and fourth. He's got a motor car right behind him, but he's still got Mr. Adam Moore trying to look, getting by aka the Legend. He's off there. You saw when we were on board. That free wide, it's almost like every corner he's looking for a move. Need to line him up. He clearly has the pace at this point over the AlphaTauri, as Britgrit is in the pits now to get off on a scheduled pit stop. As Legend got a much better exit than the McLaren, is kind of fended off the McLaren now. It's going to focus full attention on getting by the Aston Martin of Emotive Carrot. Not using any ERS, now using the ERS to push alongside into 4th place. Dark Shadow gets another time penalty. It seems to me this race is kind of splitting up into two kind of races, if that makes any sense, because you got these drivers here. You got Legend and both McLarens and Timmer that have pitted under that safety car. They're kind of going long-ish into this race now, as Mr. Adam Moore would be very keen to not allow that AlphaTauri go away too much, and again every which way by the Aston Martin of Carrot. You got the 3 leaders who have not pitted yet. Be pitting soon, I'd imagine. And then it'll then be a case of what their strategy can kind of do to catch these drivers back up, because obviously they'll be in a lot fresher tyres towards the end, I'd imagine. Shadow now pits. Penalties, time penalties. You can I think from last game it was 30 seconds before you got disqualified, so I think they haven't changed that. So where does Dark Shadow go to? What tyres does he go to? Soft tyres again? Oh, very aggressive. Soft tyres again. The Dark Shadow. Now he does need to go into the hard tyres at some point. Yeah, soft tyres for him. Let's see what he can do. I'll be it twice. Double soft tyres. Fair enough. Right, so unfortunately that has gapped a few of the drivers. We've got Brick right behind Shadow, but Shadow is on the soft, so Jumanis Shadow will pull away from that gap. Closest battle is now Days Freak, who has pitted, behind Emotive Carrot, who hasn't. Days Freak is just running a comfortable-ish race at the moment. Of course, Shadow had that time penalty, so yeah. That 5 seconds, it would make sense to go on the softs to try and sort of, again, claw this race back for him. Days Freak got a very good run at the last corner and didn't want to go side by side through Blanchima, so thought better of it, or just basically went off the track. I'll jump in about a little bit, but get a good run out of the source. I think he did. Six gets a time penalty. Yeah, Days Freak's car is jumping about a little bit, but the DRS should get the speed. Gonna be close enough. Alongside, just about in front as they reach the corner. Days Freak and McLaren goes up to 5th. And as long as Days Freak pulls away, that battle is going to be done. I say that went very wide through Poolon and actually lets Emotive carrot go back through, so the battle resumes once again. Oh, he's left the session, that's why. Right, gonna have to get him back in. Apologies for this, gonna have to try and get him back in. Not appearing on my recent drivers though. Invited him back in. But his AI cars managed to get by. As Daniel in the meantime has pitted. Now Timmer's going to put Carrot under pressure. When are the two leaders going to pit? Because you got Legend and Mr. Adam on those tyres that they have pitted on. They're getting very, very close. Can't imagine the two are going for a one stop. I don't think Timmer realises that Days Fruit's car is ghosting. I have invited them back. It's really unfortunate. Hopefully it's not a you know, full-on paracut kind of disconnection. As Yellow Flag. Shadow's gone! Whoa, that's a big crash. That is a big crash of the wall. That is a virtual safety car. And that is going to help. Slicks is out! What's happened to Slick? Has he crashed into the pit lane? I think he has. Slicks is gone. We're down to 9. Just like that. I think he's crashed it in the pit lane because his car's appeared. Yeah, there's the debris. Slicks is gone. And meanwhile, Gravedigger pitted under the virtual safety car, which is going to really help him. It's now gone to a full safety car. So that's really helped him, actually. Oh, goodness. Lap 17. We're not even halfway, and we're down to 9. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Where is Days Freak? I need to get Days Freak back in. I want 8 drivers running around. Yeah, this is a big opportunity for points for those that remain in this race. So Gravedigger pitted, so did Carrot and Daniel. Both went onto the medium tyres. They could be ones to watch now. Once again, safety car number 3 changes this race. I mean, the virtual safety car was going to be good for Gravedigger, but full safety car is even better for him because now, as I said, the race just completely flips back because now all of a sudden Gravedigger has the advantage on the fresher tyres to those that were ahead of him, like aka the Legend, Mr. Adam Moore. Got Days Freak in there, Timmer. Brickret's kind of in a good place as well. He's only been on those hard tyres for 4 laps. Check the still 2-0. Oh, they actually brought on Harry Maguire. Fair enough. Are still there. Days Freak into the pits. Oh, that's his AI pitting. I still can't get him back. I don't know what's going on with Days Freak at the moment. Because I've invited him back several times, it doesn't seem to be working. Try one more. Might be a full-on oh god, disconnect, but yeah, his AI's put him onto soft tires, which is not the best. And yeah, this is a big opportunity for those still in this race. So all the drivers are going to be thinking out good points up in their driver standings. I mean, this is a good spot for Timmer, for example. And Jamie in the Alfa Romeo. Third of Carrot, all good points. We're going to make it to the end though. We're only on lap 18 of this race. Still a fair while to go. Imagine the safety car will be in on this lap. So Mr. Adam is going to see what aka the Legend can do on the restart. Now Legends had to do a restart once before. I think Mr. Adam is itching. I was tensing up there because I thought Adam was going to get a time penalty. He was running so wide. Mr. Adam's got to be careful on this restart. It's very close to the back of Legend. You saw when in that battle as well, he was very, very keen to get by this AlphaTauri. You can sense a good result on the cars, but again, you got Gravedigger behind, who's now in the best position. What can Carrot and Daniel do on the mediums as we all go once again? A couple of drivers got caught out. The two leaders are once again underway. And Adam kinda kept with then under the restart, but here we go, lap 19 of this race as Carrot is put in big pressure behind Grit now. So for these on the mediums, they've got to make progress. Got to get ahead of a few drivers ahead of them. Grit runs very wide through Eau Rouge. First lap of asking. Grit's right behind Timmer. Yeah, Timmer got a little bit caught out under that restart. Just gonna split up the front three, Timmer, and then everybody else in this race. We've got Daniel at the rear. Timmer very wide. Grit was trying to get through. Remember, he's on a 6-lap old hard tyres. Kind of found a sink with not as good as Gravedigger, but better than those ahead. And Timmer, big mistake. This is all getting very close. Grit is, yeah, Timmer's really struggling with something. Whether it's damage or his tyres are starting to wear. You can see that Grit is determined. Look, it's already 4 seconds behind the front three. And Timmer's got to hold up a group here. Grit's going to go trying to go around the outside through Blanchimont. We've seen this before in a freeway situation, but Grit decides to filter back in as Jamie was looking up at the inside of the chicane. That was always going to close off, and bit of contact with Daniel. Fortunately, I think Days Freak is completely gone offline. Either that or the invites aren't working. Jamie goes very wide on the first corner, and Daniel just snaps that up. Or does he? Yeah, just about gets ahead. For Rouge and Blanchimon again, and this time Brickrit's using his ERS. He's had enough of this. Alright. Amy was looking at Daniel. Are you serious? Please don't tell me Aaron he actually has. I swear, he's only just come on. He's only just come on. Why? I'm gonna focus in this race and not just not just focus too much on the football, but gotta laugh. You've actually gotta laugh. At least it's not Lewis Dunk. Nothing to do with Lewis Dunk. Right. See, Timmer is just really struggling to hold Brickrit back, and again very wide. And again we're going to go side by side with Blanchimon. Is Brickrit going to hold it this time? Again, Timmer just said is ahead. Brickrit's got to make the move, I'd imagine. Gravedigger's getting quite close to Adam ahead. I might need to jump onto that. I do, because Gravedigger's actually going right on the outside of Adam Moore. Still side by side? No, Gravedigger goes through. Or is Adam waiting for the DRS? Yeah, Timmer will never relent. Timmer would never give up on this. He realises what position he's in. As Adam, that was close. Big sideways moment for Adam. Up with Radium, but look at the speed! Oh my goodness! He's not going for it. Oh. A straight line speed on that McLaren. As Timmer again holds off Brickrit. And you've got Carrot still behind as well. And then you've got Daniel and Jamie. They're all bunched up behind Timmer. Timmer is the wall. You shall not pass Timmer. I can't believe Harry Maguire scored an... You can't write this stuff. As Adam with a time penalty, 3 seconds though. Not bad on lap 21, getting your first penalties. Still not. And you'd rather be clean track limits. That's like, oof. That's a big mistake there from Adam. He's got to get his head down. He's not managed to keep up with legends. So great dig. He's still in third place. Decent podium as again. The Timmer train keeps rolling on. As Daniel, look at Daniel. Always got a great run out of the last corner. Not going to make any of it though. Been on the outside of Brickrit. Still cannot get by Timmer. The Timmer wall. No one passes Timmer. Oh, surely. Yeah, he's burning his ERS. There we go. Up on the inside. Is he going to get the move done? Timmer looking for the switchback. Oh, can't get the traction. Carrot does. On the inside, Timmer. Timmer gets it back though. Oh, slip and slide for a Rouge and Radion. Here comes Timmer. Timmer's coming back. He's burning all of his ERS. He wants to be in front of his train. Here comes Carrot. Carrot goes back ahead. Now of Grit and is trying to get by Timmer as well. Timmer goes wide. Carrot side by side. This is fantastic racing. They're all costing each other so much time, but Carrot is finally broken the deadlock. Lovely sequence of corners that was. Good racing between all of them. You can see that. Even if it meant burning all of his ERS, Timmer was like, I must stay ahead of Brickrit, and then Carrot, with 2 moves in 2 corners, finally breaking it down. I think Timmer's tyres are gone. With that, or they're burnt up and he's just not getting the grip. Carrot is gone up the road. Ah! That was... I tensed up again. Because I thought Brick Grip was going to go into the wall. Daniel just gone right on the outside of the bunch. I was looking for 2 cars, but thinks better of it. He was desperate to stay ahead. You can see his light blinking because he used all his ERS. They're not pitting. The Winners Gravedigger is dropped Mr. Adam, and his 6-lap-old hard tyres are now coming into effect as he's getting quite close to AK the Legend. Battle for the lead. But those two are the championship leaders at the moment, as Daniel now putting him under pressure. There's medium tyres, remember. As here we go. Daniel goes by into 5th place. Follows Carrot. Although Carrot's already 2 seconds up the road. There he is. Now Timmer has Brick Grip behind him again. Brick Grip will be tired of looking at the back of that Haas. Oh, Timmer, but a need to go for the lead because Timmer's teammate, Gravedigger, is now 4/10 behind Legend. This is the battle for the lead. And still these strategies need to play out. Can Gravedigger get to the end? I'd imagine probably not. But then what tyres did he go on after that? And what tyres does Legend go on when they pit? As Brick Grip has finally got by Timmer. The move. His teammate, Gravedigger, surely looking for a move to gain the lead now. Big sideways from Legend. Gravedigger now, he's not going to go for a move on the inside of the source, even though he could. So Legend using a bit of ERS to try and stay in front. As Timmer hits after 20 laps on the hard tyre. So that shows, gives you an indication of how long these hard tyres can go. So we're at about 20 laps. So Legend, yeah, don't imagine Gravedigger can get to the end. We're on lap 24. We are officially into the second half of this race. We've had a bit of drama going through. Both Red Bulls out. Paul with a Raikkonen replica. Licks with a very unfortunate crash in the pit lane, but I've said that before, how narrow that pit lane is. It's quite dangerous. We've had the safety car's pretty much flipped the race on its head every time it's come out. Got these intriguing tyre strategies which has kept this race entertaining. We've had battles and moves. We've had a 3-wide situation in Blanchimont, which was never going to end well. So Jamie is still... he's either the sole survivor of that freeway through Blanchimont. I think he is, actually. This is now the closest battle on track, although you've got Days Freak, who is soft tyres now. When did I notice he'd done that? But yeah, he's on the soft tyres now as Days Freak. And he is coming up behind Jamie and Brick Grip for trying to cover some positions as Gravedigger. It's actually not as straightforward as I thought, because Legend is using enough ERS out of that Lasalle's hairpin just to keep him ahead, and Gravedigger's not really worried to go for a move at the moment. Although I say that, with the straight line speed of the Haas, trying to go any outside at the end of Kemmel. Quite close enough. So yeah, Gravedigger's got a lot of straight line speed in that car actually. Went from way far back. That's how powerful the DRS is around here. Pushing that straight. So Mr. Adam has completely dropped away from these two. Probably trying to settle. into a kind of a race pace, if you like, as Carrot and Daniel. Carrot is closing in on Adam, actually. So they are on the medium, so they probably would either go for another medium or hard tyres to the end, possibly. Got Brit in 6th, Jamie 7th, Bayes freaking 8th, and Timmer, which just pitted, is the last driver remaining. So everyone's going to score points as long as they bring it to the end. As Carrot is actually hauling in Mr. Adam Moore very quickly, as Gravedigger again trying to catch off guard into the last corner. You can see the traction actually of Legend. He's getting just enough edge away, and you can see it's a good. Actually, we got a bad run out of the source, but Gravedigger got a bit of a wobble. Instead, it's half a second. You can see using that just enough of ERS to get ahead, and then Gravedigger uses it at the top of the hill, gain his speed 213, 14, 50 miles an hour. Going outside again. I'm going to correct camera angle, please. Side by side through Camel. Gravedigger wants this. Now we get a good camera angle. As Gravedigger trying to go on the outside. What a move! What a move from Gravedigger. Around the outside of that corner. Legend gave him the room. And Gravedigger just hung it round there and takes the lead of the race. Great overtake. Great camera angle. Thank you, EA. Yes, you actually did a positive thing for once. Nicely done. Now the question would be, can he gain a gap ahead of Legends? That when he pits, we gather the lead, as now Carrot is all over the back of Adam on his medium tyres, and Adam's not got much left on those hard tyres. And imagine what Legend maybe be thinking, as Jamie meanwhile has pitted. I'm out behind Timmer. The Legend is stuck to the back of Gravedigger, so battle is definitely over yet. We'll jump back in it, although it didn't get a good run out of the bus stop, so Gravedigger might have broken the 1 second. See. As he stayed within the second, he was out the second before they turned into the source. He's got it actually. You see the straight line speed of the house actually is, well, it's more than enough. Even with DRS, it's not, he gained like a tenth and a bit. Yeah, I think Gravedigger's running just a little bit lower front wing, as Carrot is moving up in the inside of Adam. End of the Camel straight. It's now into third. Full position, even with penalties. Gravedigger, crucially at this point, doesn't have a penalty. Just got that extra bit of leeway over Legend, who is trying to stick under the back of Gravedigger, but imagine Legend will be pitting sometime soon. Carrot now with a second penalty, so that move he just done on Mr. Adam and again a little bit more now. Oh, it's 3-1 now. Oh, Harry Kane. Good. I can't believe Harry Maguire scored an own goal. You can't write it. You really cannot write it. Right. The race. Adam still decent gap behind Carrot. Carrot's not pulling away too much. Oh, thought poor Adam was going to be off there. But managed to keep it. And these two are not really keeping up with the leaders, so in terms of the race win, say it's between Gravedigger and Legend. Unless we have another safety car that again put this race on the head. But in terms of the final step of the podium, it's still anyone's. Now obviously Parrot has that extra 3-second penalty compared to Adam, but Legend's time paying Grave just to the mirror. Yeah, if you want.
Hello everybody.
Hello. Joined by Slicks, so I guess you're a victim of the hit lane.
Yeah,
I saw your car teleport. Give us a rundown what happened, although I can imagine.
I slightly touched the wall and my wing came off, and then, or wing didn't come off, my front wheel came off.
Well, that is a shame, but you were looking pretty good in that race. It's been an interesting race so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Legend and Gravedigger have been having a great battle, I've been seeing.
I've just been keeping an eye on the football as well, and it's comical.
Yeah. Harry Maguire with an own goal.
You can't write it, can you?
No.
Can't write it. He finally isn't in the starting lineup, and then he comes on just after half time. Okay, fair enough. And then he scores an own goal like 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Timber made a move on Days, but Days isn't AI.
Yeah, I've tried to get Days back in, but not responding from the invites.
Yeah. I did try and invite him as well when I crashed. We have a motive Carrot up on 8 positions, and Brickrit up on 7 as well.
What was everyone's thought and your thought going into this 100% race?
I was feeling really well on this. I don't know about the others, but yeah, Adam Moore has caught up to Emotive and is within DRS range.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of tracks to have 100%, I mean, this is I know it's a long track, but it's the shortest amount in terms of lap count, so...
Austria probably would have been the worst.
Oh yeah, because it's very repeatable,
68
isn't it?
laps, that would have been...
maybe Singapore...
Oh, Legends has gone into the pits.
Yeah, hard tires come their end as Adam Moore nearly pushing a Motive Carrot through the La Source.
Legend still comes out in P5, only dropping 4 positions, or 3.
Oh,
Adam Moore looking to make the position on Emotive down this straight.
Yeah, the big moment through Eau Rouge. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time I've seen him actually nearly lose it through there.
I was really quick in Sector 2 as well. I was pulling away from Gravedigger when he was battling. But then we have Legends catching up to Daniel P45 as well.
Yeah, Legends just pitted, so on those fresh mediums should easily go to the end, I'd imagine.
Yep. With Daniel being on 14 lap old mediums.
Do you reckon Gravedigger can go to the end from here?
Yes.
Another 14 laps though.
We would have pitted around the same amount of time, and I don't know if he has that good tyre management, mate, but if he does, then he should be all good. Adam Moore wouldn't be needing to pit, because I don't think them hards will last another 13 laps.
No.
Jamie, 3 seconds.
Legend trying to go on the outside. Benjamin. Oh no, contact. Daniel with a full 360, no damage, fortunately, but another moment through Blancheman we've had. And, well, Daniel is in after that.
I mean, every driver gets a point now as well.
If they finish.
Oh,
I think.
Adam Moore.
Oh, Adam! Adam, no! Oh.
I think he's starting to lose the grip on them hards now.
As soon as I say, if everyone finishes, literally the second I say that, Adam
It's a
Moore
commentator's
really pins
curse.
it. Oh, that would have been horrible.
Brick Grit, Daniel P45, and I think Jamie is pitted. They're out of the pits now. Oh, Gravedigger went off.
Bit of a weird race for Brick Grit, hasn't it? Because didn't have a great qualifying, had a good start, and somehow in the shuffle has kind of gone back to 8th now, so not going to help in his championship compared to those who are ahead of him.
Yeah.
Assuming
See, if
like
Gravedigger wins this, he leads the championship. So Legends is wanting to another safety car to get up into that first position. Legends is on a very quick lap here, catching up with Adam.
Gravedigger's in. Gravedigger's in. He wasn't going to go to the end.
I probably would have went to the end on them hards.
There was no chance of rain, was there?
There was a 30 minutes in, there was meant to be a slight bit of rain. Gravedigger
Interesting call from
mediums.
Interesting call from because Legend has undercut him.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
If you can keep your 3-second gap, it'd be helpful. Timmer made the
wipe out
move.
his penalty.
Oh, Adam Moore's gone to the softs. Do you reckon Emotive can do another 12 laps on them 15-lap-old mediums?
No. No. Definitely not medium tyres. Hards maybe. Mediums most definitely not.
Well, I reckoned when I was racing, I had very good tyres on the mediums now, but I was losing a lot of time when Dark Shadow was keeping up with me on them softs. But I don't know what happens with him as well. We have Gravedigger right behind Emotive now.
That's Legend behind her.
Oh. Looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, Legend behind Carrot, and he's already...
ERS down the straight.
Yeah, already gone by. Now Adam is right behind Timmer on those soft tyres, looking very aggressive once again.
He has a full tank of ERS.
Yeah, imagine Timmer's not going to fight back too much.
In the pits. It's been a good championship battle between Gravedigger and Legend, to be honest.
Yeah, and
Emotive goes onto the softs.
The thing I'm finding interesting here is it was 3 seconds for all Gravedigger. Bit of a wobble through over. Was 3 seconds the gap, and it's now gained over 6 seconds. Legends has absolutely put the foot down in this stint. I think for some reason Gravedigger's not liking these tyres at all because he's losing time almost every corner now. Right, lap 33, 44. We have a quarter of this race to go. 3/4 down, 11 laps remaining. Only got a few interesting battles going on. We've got Adam, who got a fair gap to Gravedigger in second. Legends is really taking this race in this last stint, in the gap up to 6.5 seconds. His championship rival, so would extend the lead if it finishes like this. But we've got Carrot on the soft tyres trying to get ahead of Timmer, who Timmer is on for a very good result at the moment. Got no penalties either, whereas Carrot has got 6 seconds. So even if Carrot gets by Timmer, gonna gain a couple of seconds ahead as Adam Moore sets the fastest lap of the race of 45.4, which is miles faster than anybody else has set before. Carrot's right behind the slipstream. Those clouds are really actually starting to set in now. Very much overhead, and Carrot's got no ERS left, so not get the move fully done. I mean, rain at this point would be very interesting. Carrot's looking at inside of Timmer. Timmer giving him all the room in the world. It's great to see.
Oh, Timmer slows down a bit going through there.
Yeah, look at those cloud slicks. That is
They're turning very grey.
Yeah, very dark. Yeah, if it rains now, this race will be very, very interesting. Last few laps, this Carrot is all over the back of Timmer.
This shows that fresh tyres are much quicker throughout the laps. But Timmer will probably make it last longer, as his motive will be on like 15 lap old softs. Well, motive will be on 15 lap old softs, not Timmer.
Yep. On the inside.
Well, she's looking to make the move down after a rouge on the straight. Using all the RS she has left, trying to get the slipstream. I don't think she'll make it this lap. Brakes late.
Yeah, not close enough just yet. Meanwhile, Gravedigger seemed to struggle initially with keeping up with Legend, has now dropped the gap to 4.6 seconds, so Legend is not out of it just yet. Remember, Gravedigger has no penalties, and Legend does. So as long as Gravedigger gets it under 3 seconds, he will take.
Timmer is doing great defending against the motive.
Yeah, we saw it earlier with Timmer's defense ahead of Grip Grip.
Very impressive.
Not give up the position.
Now we have Timmer flashing as well.
Yeah, Timmer's put in this car exactly where Motive Carrot wants to put this car, so it's great defending so far, and you can see clouds getting ever darker. Lap 36. That's Carrot. Oh wow, it's all up the gearbox.
Had to lift off there.
Yeah, it would have been side by side.
Can you get down? Can I make the move down here in the slipstream? Goes around the outside. Does Timo go for it? No, he stays back.
Move from Carrot into fourth, but remember Carrot has 6 seconds of penalty, so as long as Timmer stays within that margin, he will regain that fourth place. It's going to be difficult though, because remember Carrot's on those soft tyres.
But they will wear off because the tyre wear around Belgium is very hard, to be honest. I was doing like 6% of that in qualifying on them softs.
If this rain is going to hit the track, the longer it stays off, the more interesting this is going to become, because it's going to get into that territory of, do you pit and then gain the time back, or do you try and stay out? As Gravedigger had a bit of a difficult lap that last lap, so Legend has now got the gap up to 5 seconds.
Brickritz within a second now of Daniel. So we might be seeing a battle between these two.
It's a shame these time penalties are a thing, because it would make things interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's been a really good race so far though. It's been very interesting.
Yeah, it's
It's been between different leaders.
yeah, considering it's a 100% race and the grid not as... Oh, I saw rain for a second. Grid not as full as it normally is. It's not been a bad one. I mean, it had its moment from like lap 20 to lap 30. There was not any battles, but because there's 3 safety cars, because it kept throwing strategies all over the place, it's kept it interesting.
Yeah.
Right, so it's
I think
6
the
laps
first
to go.
safety car was lap 3.
Yeah.
Then lap 8, and I don't lap 16. That one was.
Right, so with 6 laps to go, lap 38 of 44. Let's run down the, well, technically 8, because Days Freak's been out of the race long enough. I don't think it would count him having points. So Legend leads, got a 3-second time penalty. Gap is hovering around 5 seconds. As long as he keeps that ahead of 3 seconds, he will take the win here.
And keep
Mr.
holding
Adam
that
is in-
championship lead.
Yeah, extend it as well. Mr. Adamore is in a very solid 3rd place, 10 seconds behind Gravedigger, 10 seconds out of Carrot. Carrot is 4th, and as long as they extend the gap over 6 seconds over Timmer, who's dropping away slightly, they will stay in 4th place. In fact, yeah, that 6 seconds is now there, because Timmer is slightly struggling on his tyres now, and he's got Daniel catching him. But Daniel also has 6 seconds, so still a good result for Tim. He's just got to hang it in together, but he's got Brick Grip catching the pair of them. Still there. And then our last driver running around is Jamie. And in 8th, he is 22 seconds behind everyone. He's got 15 seconds of penalties, but he's going to pick up 4 points. 4 points for his efforts.
Be a good 4 points towards the Alfa Romeo.
Alvis in the chat, if it rains, what's the cutoff lap? Do you think you stay out on slicks? Again, it is teasing at the moment. I don't know whether it's going to rain or not. But the time loss, if this was, say, Austria or what's another short track, Monza, and say it rained now, I would pit, because you lose so much time if it's dry tyres on a wet track. You know, DRS disabled, that kind of thing. It's got to rain enough. Because a damp track where you could just about be okay on dries, there's no point pitting. But if it rains enough for DRS to be
could change
disabled,
the
I would
whole
never
thing.
pit. Yeah,
Daniel's overtaken Timmer. Now Britt is looking like to do the same thing.
Yeah, Timmer is now 15 lap mediums. He's the highest tyre wear remaining left on track. Gravedigger's getting perilously close to that 3 seconds. Lap 40 now. He's going to need to find another 9/10.
He has the 2 lap old fresh air advantage as well. Richter is looking to make the move on Timmer.
Don't do this. Nearly the inside of Blanchimont. These two have had history throughout this whole race pretty much.
Moved Carrot with another 3 seconds.
9 seconds, so he's just about ahead of Timmer, and he's enough ahead of Daniel, so it doesn't affect him that much. As Brick using a lot of that ERS. Finally get by Timmer once again. And that is full position, so he moves into 6th.
But he'll probably be moving up to 4th after all these penalties. Well, actually, mate, I don't know. I think I have it on leader.
If you put it on interval, it'll probably be. Yeah, I was just checking on Gravedigger. He is 1 warning away from a penalty. So he's got to be careful. I mean, he's got to push still to get it under 3 seconds, but if he pushes too hard, gets a penalty, and then all of a sudden, it's a level playing field, so he's got to be very careful. Legend, I think, is just about doing enough. It's 4
They're
seconds. I
both
think
on
again,
low ERS as well.
Yeah, Gravedigger's got a little bit more, and he's very quick in a straight line. So every time he gets to this straight, he gains so much on the gap. And by the way, this is not going to rain because it's brightening up a bit now. So we can move that if it rains. There you go. You can see the sunlight now peeking through.
The last 3 laps left. Will it make it more interesting?
Yeah, if it doesn't
using
rain,
ERS to keep his advantage on Timmer.
Yeah, Timmer's not giving up on that 6th. As long as he stays within ERS, he's always going to go for a move. Seven tenths, now 5 tenths. Gravedigger gained another couple of tenths in that middle sector. Still needs to find another half a second. It's an inflowing Legends using all of his ERS now. I mean, he must know the situation. 3 second time penalty, 3.7 ahead as the outside, Mr. Adam. No, podium is gone. And that's that corner. Oh, he got too greedy on the exit. And It's the thing I mentioned right at the start of the stream with long races like this, because he was 10 seconds ahead and 10 seconds behind.
You should
He
have
was
played
in...
it very close and slowly.
Well, that's the problem. If you lose concentration, that's all it takes. Oh, that is such a shame. So close to the end, and Mr. Adam Moore, podium is gone, so there'll be no points for the McLaren team here today. Puts a motive carrot onto the podium.
And that will gain more points for the Aston Martin in the constructors.
Actually, he doesn't have a gap on Brick Grit. In fact, yeah, oh.
It'll be close.
In fact, yeah, this, I've just realised, this battle between Timmer and Brick Grit is a battle for the podium. Yeah, because the motor carrot's not 9 seconds ahead. Oof. This is close now.
Gravedigger needs to get them 2 attempts within Legends to get that win.
Very, very close. And this is massive for the division because... Yeah, this is massive for the division. If Gravedigger wins, he takes the championship lead by a single point. If Legend wins, he extends it to 14. So...
Gets a great exit out of turn 1 and as in 2.3 seconds. Gravedigger looking to use all his DRS, gain more time. Legends is going to need to have a hell of a lap to get an 8/10 gap again.
Yeah, must have made a mistake. Trying to sort my mic out, but makes those 2 lap fresher tyres that Gravedigger's got. Yeah, you can see him now. As long as you can see him, that's all he needs. But again though, if he over pushes, he's got 1 warning away from a penalty. Oh, Adam Moore, I feel for you. That was, yeah, 2 free laps on the end. It's got to hit that barrier. I've hit that barrier a couple of times before, Adam. It's a very easy thing to do.
Just an unfortunate thing to happen.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, it's falling a bit too far away.
Oh, Gravedigger with the 3 seconds. This is bringing this race very close now. On the last, Gravedigger is within a second. Will he get the DRS?
My mic's gone.
He is going to get the DRS. Activates it. Gets in the slipstream of Legends. Uses DRS. Goes down the inside. Overtakes him. Gravedigger is now leading the race on the last lap.
Must me to have mic problems. Mic keeps cutting out, keep losing sound.
Oh, it looks like Legends is running out of fuel.
Oh goodness me! Yeah, it might have to be easing off for the last lap or so. Oh, and another mistake. Trying to keep within DRS. Got on a few more corners left. It's got ERS. Using it.
Oh, it loses the rear.
He's in the slipstream now. It's going to be one last ditch overtake into the bus stop. I think
If
he's
he
too
can
far
make
back.
a very good dive bomb here, then he will be able to get it. Keeping it down the inside. And Gretzky wins the Belgium Grand Prix. Very good race from Gravedigger today. Setting pole with a 1:42.9, beating second by 4 tenths. Very impressive there.
I think I've lost game sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I've lost game sound from it. As Brick
And
goes to
Emotive gets a
fourth.
podium.
Wow, by a couple of hundreds. Look how close that was.
Very close. Timmer gets P5. Brick gets P4. Jamie comes. Oh, finish. Got to get this straight. But Jamie's P7, Dave's P8, but he won't get any points from disconnecting or leaving. But I will invite the podium. But I only can invite Greg and Emotive because Legends is on PlayStation.
Game sound's gone. Can everybody in the chat hear me? Could be just my game just not working. As long as you all can hear me, then that's good.
I can hear you from the stream. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Now I can hear myself. Yes, that works. I just got no game sound at all.
Hello, Gravedigger. Hello.
What a race that was.
Who is indeed?
Well done on your podium, Emotive, anyway.
It was a tough one. It was a tough one, honestly.
And now my game sound joins. Right. I'll focus a little bit. Okay, so after a long, grueling up and down race with many a safety cars, many a dramas, strategies turning on their head as well, we have these results. Gravedigger with the win, 4 tenths the gap in the end from AK the Legend. Motive Carrot third by a couple of hundredths over Brick Grit. Brick Grit finishes fourth with good recovery on qualifying. Timmer with a resolute defence ends up in fifth place with a few decent points. Daniel in 6th. Jamie in 7th is our last driver to be running around. And then we've got Days Freak, Mr. Adamore with a very unfortunate DNF, a couple of laps on the end. 6, Dark Shadow, 4, and Smurf unfortunately did not finish. Right. Just waiting on Legends to join.
Legends can't join.
Oh. Okay then.
Yes, 5, isn't he?
Yeah. He's on the PlayStation.
Fair enough. Right, let's go with these two then. So let's head first to
Emotive. Should we start off with third?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to 6 or have I got this?
Well, I've only been here for half the race, but I'll start.
Oh.
With
Right.
qualifying, I don't know where you finished or you qualified, but did you think you done well or you could have improved?
Neither. I couldn't do quali. Nah. Yeah. I do very bad qualifying. So I just done a couple of laps and then just hope for the best. So.
Have
But
you?
it all
I've-
paid off in the end.
So
Yeah.
before you carry on, have you included your audio?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Carry
I
on.
have to.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think I've started P11, I believe. And well, with the with the safety cars, I think that helped. and the VSCs but yeah, it was a hard one, but I was quite surprised I got P3, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, in the end, that was a couple of hundredths over Brick Grit. Did you know how could be that close, or were you still pushing for that third, or would you have been happy where you were?
I was pushing in the last 2 laps, but then I saw there was a little bit of a gap, so I thought I'd just cruise around the last few corners. So that's what I've done. So just winged it basically. But yeah, it was a tough one.
Okay, all good. First podium of the season, or?
Yeah, I think this is the first one of the season.
All right, well
it's
done.
not my. Hopefully it's not going to be my last, but this is a start. I think.
Okay,
so.
well done. So what's the next Sticks? You know, what's the next track?
It is Portugal. So how are you feeling going
Ooh.
into Portugal?
Ooh.
Nice.
I don't really know. I think
You
I'm going
have
to
to
struggle a
learn
bit.
practice.
I think I'm going to struggle a bit, but.
It's a new track, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I think I'm going to struggle a bit, but yeah, like I said, it's just hope, basically. If it's going to be like this race, hopefully safety cars, well, hopefully not too many safety cars and that, but yeah, just hope for a nice race like today.
Right. Well done on your podium, your first podium of the season. As you say, hopefully it's not the last one, but good luck in Portugal next week.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you Six for your help. Right.
We've got to do Gravedigger now as well.
Yeah. I've
Do you want
got
to start?
I've got this.
Okay.
I got this. Right. Gravedigger. I remember that name. I remember that name from back in the day.
Yep.
What a interesting race from yourself, because as you mentioned earlier, obviously with the safety cars, strategy kept turning on their head. 1 minute I thought you had the advantage, and then safety car came out and you were on the best tyres. So difficult to say until last bit of that race, where that's where the tension came up, and I presume in the cockpit for yourself as well.
Yeah.
It looked initially.
I was pushing.
Yeah, looked initially when you and Legends pitted that you were struggling to keep up with him. Was it just getting the tyres into temperature?
What, on the mediums, when it first started on the mediums?
I know the last stint, like last 10 laps.
Yeah, I was. Because I ain't got no race pace, to be fair. His race pace was a lot better than mine. I'm assuming he ran out of fuel, did he?
I think he might have done. Yeah, he was definitely was
He
fuel
also
light
lost
slashing.
sound and almost spun a couple of times.
Oh,
His sound was bugging. He was going in and out throughout the last 3 laps.
oh goodness. Well, that's a shame with him. But what that result does do is it means you take the championship lead by a single point over that. It's
in my head, that whole race. That last stint that point was in my head.
Because in terms of you know, it may not seem much, but the difference between, you know, leading the championship by a point or being second by 14, if it was the other scenario, if Legends had won, it would have been 14-point deficit you would have had. Yeah. So it's still a long way to go, and by the looks of it, this battle could go to the end. So it's not over, but to have that mental, even by a point, it's that extra spot, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, but in terms of 100% race, are you glad it's done, or?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm glad it's over. I got a blister on my full.
Oh goodness.
Some pad.
Oh yeah, so that you have 85 minutes as well, 85-minute race, so not bad. So, Portugal next. Back to the good old 50%, you know, full qualifying as well.
I'm looking forward to the 50%. I've no idea what my pace is going to be like on Portugal, because I ain't raced on it on this game. So.
Yeah, it's still relatively new, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So I wouldn't know what my pace is like until I get on it. Saying that, I didn't think I was going to be in the top 3 in this race. My prediction was Legends, Slicks, Legends, and Smurf. My prediction was in this race. I knew I was going to stick it on pole. So anyway, I'm a bit of a quali merchant. I love qualifying. I'm always quick in there, but my race pace ain't so much as quick as everybody else. So just as long as I kept it clean, placing the right way, and finished.
Yeah.
That's me aim. I kicked myself and I got that 3 seconds
Yeah.
right at the end there.
Made it a bit more pressured.
Oh mate, yeah. But I got it in the end.
Yeah, but well done. Taking the win. And good luck in Portugal next week. New championship leader.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Alright, that has been Belgium for these drivers here. And as Greydigger mentioned, a lot of them will be very much relieved through that. But they've got it through. They've got it through, and we head to Portugal for the next track. As I mentioned to Greydigger, this is still very new on the calendar, a roller coaster type track, which will be very fun to watch in qualifying for next week. In terms of comms, it might be me next week because I'm missing again tier 3 the day after, so I might put my hand in to see if I want me again. But yeah, we will see next week. We'll see what happens. But from everybody here at F5, well done to our podium sitters, and they'll be back next week for Portugal. Reminder, tomorrow we have our tier 3 race around Belgium. I believe Orphan is doing it, and I hope he's going to have somebody with him, but it won't be me because I'm working until like 8:30. I'll never make it. So yeah, I will see.
Can I shout out to Timmer for that last safety car? Give me a good block behind me. No hassle from behind. I was absolutely mint from him. Diamond.
Yeah, he was pretty good in his defense pretty much all race actually, so good stuff. Yeah, from RSF1 and everybody here, have a good evening, or rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for F3. Till then, see you next time.